welcome, man. I forgot I had to change the motherfucking intro music and shit, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I'm about to start freestyling.
Word up. But welcome to episode 49, the Roundtable Hip Hop Discussion. Got my esteemed panelists running it short. We run short today, so it should be a quick one. But first and foremost, we got the one and only super producer J.Cloud. What's going on with
you? What up? What's going on?
And good to see you, brother. And we got in the background now, I hear the baby. That baby over there reckless.
She's enjoying herself and wanting to play around. So it's one of those days.
What's going on? That's that dad life, man. Enjoy it, because in a minute they'll be ignoring you and shit, bro. It's always good to see you Southside as well, bro. So without further ado, let's dive into our first topic that we're gonna talk about today, which is the Coachella. Has it lost its shine, its luster, its motherfucking mojo? Goddamn. Pulling up Steve for weekend too. So they already finished the first weekend. I'm guessing this go by 2 weekends. So they just have the same acts perform on the same weekend, so it's not different. It's like 11th and the 18th. So far we've had some memorable performances. We got a couple videos. I've seen a Missy Elliott up there doing her thing. Megan, I think, brought her out or something like that. A lot of what's up, Charlie XTS? I've seen her turning up there and shit like that. So has any of y'all been able to catch the Coachella performances at all? Any snippets of it? And any thoughts so far?
Yeah, I watched a good amount of the DJ sets. I thought those were pretty dope. I'm a sucker for some electronic DJ house music. I did catch a good portion of the headliners because that was normally around the time that I was trying to go to sleep, so it was on. The only full set that I watched from beginning to end, though, I will say, was Big X the Plug. And it's just something about festivals that I noticed, where really just concerts in general now, where a lot of people don't rap their own songs. They kind of just let the music play in the background, and they kind of just have like a live karaoke session, but it's barely even a good karaoke session at that, because they don't really hit all the lyrics. But I look at festivals, shit like Coachella, Lollapalooza, Governor's Ball, shit like that. I just look at that as opportunities to discover new artists that I haven't heard before. And then I just keep tabs on artists like Meg, for example, Yeet, Mustard, just keep up with them and see what their sets are going to look like and things like that. So I think it was good. I think it's just, the crowd. You got to have money to go to Coachella. Niggas ain't popping up at Coachella. Like, you got to have money. To be comfortable and have a good time, you got to have money. And certain artists don't really fit the mold for Coachella, if you get what I'm saying.
They done made it a classist event. I like what you're saying, bro. A lot of shit right there. Did you see any, like I said, any performances that you think anybody showed up, pop up, anything that kind of struck you? Like, damn, they popped up. I feel me.
Missy Elliott, I had no idea she was gonna show up, and I think she did a damn good job. I enjoyed Missy Elliott's performance.
Yeah, I think that was dope. I think that surprised everybody. Missy still got it. I brought the one Money Long brought out Leon Thomas, which I'm sure was off the chain. I ain't gonna play the audio, but you can see probably get strike for that. I heard T-Pain, surprisingly, T-Pain gave a good performance as well from what I'm hearing or what I've seen so far on here. Doing the classics. Now this is where like having a good catalog comes in too with shit like this. But a lot of people are saying that the festival has lost its luster, like you were saying. I think part of it is the being basically outpriced. What do you think about the J.Cloud Coachella? You got to check anything out from it, and what do you think about it? Is this kind of irrelevant these days?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a performance person, so I don't really like watch them much. But I mean, Yeah, I've seen like the interest in it is not, not what it was before, at least from what I'm seeing.
I can't get this ad. Pull up all these ads, bro. But I was trying to pull up the damn article here. Reggie Watts bummed out by Coachella. His soul feels increasingly absent. The experience is confusing and impersonal, personal, no care, no reference, just vibes curated for influencer culture. Goes on to basically kind of say comedian musician Reggie Watts attended Coachella last weekend. Experience was pretty dismal, too expensive, too much trash, too many brand activations and influencers, not nearly enough soul, respect, and community spirit. Have we ever gotten that from Coachella? I've never been to personally give my personal experience from it, but it doesn't seem like it's like a motherfucking Woodstock type of shit. It always seemed like it was like some turn up fest type shit. Have any of y'all been in that shit?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I personally think like it's just a way to break artists to me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's just a way for them to go out there, you do your set or whatever, and it kind of breaks the artist, or you have a surprise guest or something like that. To me, it always kind of been about the brands. I've been like, I don't know where you've been the last 10 years or so, but everything's kind of been about the brand and about that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think you get a more personal experience when you actually go to them smaller venue concerts and shit like that, actual tours. But to me, this is kind of like, what is it, like a smorgasbord of people? You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
Mm-hmm. It's I think the biggest thing is that the experience, just like anything else in life, has gotten more and more expensive. So for people who really are fans of the soul, like people who are fans of the music and not necessarily the environment itself, those people have been priced out. It takes a lot of passion for the music itself to want to spend that much just to have somewhat of a decent experience. Because you could camp out on your own, but then you're waiting 3 hours to take a shower. You're not being let on the camping grounds. You get there at 1 o'clock in the morning. You don't get on the camping grounds till 3 p.m. So if you want somewhat of a decent experience, you coming out 5-6 bands, maybe for a weekend, it just doesn't seem feasible anymore. And yeah, it's very influencer heavy, because I can say for a fact, the amount of people who were posting on TikTok documenting their experience, it showed that we're in this day and age where now everything is broadcast. Mm-hmm. Everything has to have a video to go with it, or people won't take your word for it. People got to see what the fuck going on. So with that experience of influencers, that's the only way to really get people to come to the event, is by appeasing to the influencers. Because if you can't get them in, you can't get them to give a fuck, you can't expect the average person to want to spend that income in and enjoy themselves. It's just not going to happen. So that's kind of just where we are now with it.
Yeah. I ain't know people was camping out like that though. They actually camping out.
No, it's a whole thing. Like it's a desert. It's camping grounds. Like, yeah, people, you can go to the resort or the hotel and spend, yes, buku money on it. But if you want the full concert, like if you want that Woodstock experience, you're camping out. And yeah, you can bring your own showers and all that other stuff, but they provide that service for you. The only thing is you have hundreds of thousands of people who are doing the exact same thing as you. And if you got to share a shower with over 100,000 people and everybody get up at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning to go shower, how long you think it's going to take you to actually get in that motherfucker? Because all the shows started at 4 p.m., which was 7 o'clock Eastern time over here, because realistically, when I started watching some of the streams, I was getting ready for bed. I'm 30. I'm getting old. So I started shutting it down around 7 o'clock. I'm like, man, I'm about to take it down, turn these lights off. It's too bright in this bitch. Gotta turn it down. So I'm catching streams. It's like 8, 9 o'clock. I know that's right, Tootie. It's like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm like, yo, they're not even halfway through the sets, and it's like 5 different stages. So I feel like each stage provided a different experience. And I think that's why they really did depend on a lot of influencers coming in, because they want to show people that, hey, like you're going to have a different experience coming through here. Different stages provided different experiences. Some were more intimate, and then some, like the main stage, were really, really big. So it's not going to really have any soul anymore. That's just not the way concerts and festivals are. That's just the time we in. We in 2025. Like it's a whole new, different world now.
It's a wrap. Everybody's streaming, like you said. You probably have a better experience at the crib streaming it. You feel?
I had a great experience streaming. To be quite honest with you, like I found maybe 5, 6 more artists I'm gonna listen to now in a daily rotation. I enjoy Big Ass Plug. I just wish he would fucking rap his shit. But then I realized he extra fat and he probably was out of breath. So that's probably why he was rapping to the backtrack. I'm just being real. But it was still just nice to see those performances, because I ain't gonna lie, I probably never go to a Meg Thee Stallion concert, but it was nice to see her perform. I ain't gonna hold you.
Man, Star be cussing you out right now, bro. You lucky.
That's fine. I accept that.
Meg the horse.
I accept that. But I mean, you know how it is. There are going to be certain times that you're never going to see a certain artist in real life. But if you could watch them stream a live performance of the show, I mean, it's just as good as going.
Yeah, definitely. Any other thoughts on Coachella? Do we think going forward you can see a resurgence in concerts in general, the festivals? Do we think festivals are trending upward, or we think they trending downward?
No.
I mean, J. Cole canceled his. He can't even afford to run his own damn festival.
Well, I know they did it this year. They canceled going forward?
Yeah, that was the last one. Camp Flognar was only 2 days. And he's got it at one central location, Dodger Stadium. And the way that Rolling Loud don't even go to New York no more. They stopped that shit. They stopped going to New York. They go overseas every blue moon, but realistically, they just get the same fucking artists. Like every year, I think this might have been the first year I've seen Rolling Loud not use the Suicide Boys on the second stage to close out the night. Dead ass. Because they use them yearly. Rolling Loud LA, same artist. The only reason somebody like Dom Kennedy was there, motherfucker was on tour. Because I went to the concert literally like 2 weeks later. So I don't think they're trending upward. I think festivals are just going downward.
Yeah, agreed. Any last thoughts on that, Cloud? You good, man?
Nah, I completely agree, man. Like the streaming is like the thing now. People aren't going to, so it's like they either got to adapt to that, or it's rolling out. That shit is gonna be in for a rough time.
Better for me to watch, and I'm not bumping elbows with the goofies at Coachella. I feel you on that, dog. Feel you on that.
Yeah, pandemic fucked a lot of that shit up. A lot of shit never recovered.
People want they 6 feet, no pressure. Like I don't like them motherfuckers be close to me in the grocery store no more, dog. Get off me, man. That was even before that, but yeah, that's all I got, man. I think Coachella and all the other festivals, it might be a pack watch for a lot of those. But next up, let's go on to Kendrick and SZA's Luther. Relegates Nokia, the new Drake joint, to number 2, second on the charts. The question I'm proposing to you, brothers: do audience connect with Kendrick's track more than Drake's, or is this what the what the Aubrey's Angels call botting out. What do y'all think, bro?
Yeah, I mean the song before it even got a video, that was like basically one of the favorites on the album. So people genuinely fuck with that song.
I don't know about that, man. I don't like that song, bro. Kendrick Lamar scored another victory over Drake by denying his arch rival the top spot on Billboard Hot 100 on this week's chart. Kendrick's Luther collaboration with SZA reigns supreme at number 1 for a remarkable 8th week in a row. It ain't been out 8 weeks, is it? The news comes as a blow to Drake, who was gunning for the top spot with some sexy songs for you, stand out Nokia. You know, it's interesting. I thought I was having this kind of pre-roll, yo. Is Party even in that video, dog?
No, because it's not his song.
It's a collaboration album, dog. He could get a feature. He couldn't stand there with the black hoodie.
No, the whole concept. That's why I've been trying to tell people that album was nothing but a bunch of Drake throwaways that he gave to P&D. He put P&D name on it to make it look like if it went bad that it was a collab album, majority, you know, with majority songs coming from P&D. Whereas how we look at this situation is more of Drake having his own individual tracks on the project. This song is the hit song. Yes, I understand that, but it doesn't come at the expense of P&D because he had no input on that motherfucker at all. He didn't have a lot of input on a bunch of those songs on that whole entire album, if we're being honest. And to double down on that, the best song on that whole album with Drake and P&D is a P&D song by himself. That's the craziest part to me, but because, you know, people do not understand that growth fucking matters in the music industry and that they just will accept the shit that pacify their asses. Drake can come out with some bullshit and it magically becomes a hit song because of TikTok.
Facts. You get somebody, pay somebody, make a little dance, get a who's the new Shiggy, bro?
This is like the fourth time he's come out with some bullshit song that people can just go and dance to. And it makes absolutely no sense. At this point, people are listening to Drake's music strictly out of spite. Because I refuse to believe that somebody sat down and listened to the fucking song Nokia. Well, at least the second half, because the first half actually wasn't even that bad. The second half, indeed. The second half of the song is even crazier because that shit was an unnecessary beat switch that made no sense, and it was terrible. The video is legitimately copying Kendrick Lamar, if we are keeping it a bean. So, at this point, yeah, this whole beef, this whole feud, it is getting tiring at this point.
Facts.
And everything that Drake does, his fans are getting tiring. And the narrative is on both sides. Just because someone don't fuck with Drake does not mean Kendrick Lamar is their favorite artist. I cannot tell you how many times people believe Kendrick Lamar is my favorite artist. The nigga not even in my top 5, barely in my top 10. Oh, indeed. I'm trying to tell him. Trying to tell him so now.
Go ahead. Co-host, we got to get her Hip Hop Society chain, enough guest appearances. Brother telling me you wasn't feeling the TikTok dances. You know you were jamming out to the Tootsie Slide over there, brother. You know he was Tootsie sliding through there. But I do think that part of it could fuel, because I've already seen the Drake fans say, yo, this proves the bot theory. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even pulling this up, let me pull this up real quick. Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther music video has surpassed Drake's Nokia music video in views in just 5 days and has doubled the amount of likes. You feel me? So the question is, those legit? Are we still going by the metrics? Because before, the metric used to be like Drake was the favorite and he was getting the botted. So does it make sense? Is it hypocritical to play the numbers game now that it's in the favor of Kendrick Lamar? You feel me?
Absolutely. What are we talking about here? Okay, let's keep it a bean. The numbers didn't matter until Drake started losing. Like when Drake was winning, the numbers were what they were. People were fine with it. When Drake started losing, people wanted to discredit the numbers. People wanted to say that, oh, these are bots. These are, fake streams. This agenda's being pushed. And my whole thing was, because I saw a tweet from it today. Someone said, oh, well, I read 132 pages of the disposition that Drake and UMG had. Oh my God. You're finding out how a music label works. More at 11. You fucking dumbass. You're learning that the music labels push the narrative of a hit song on the radio. And they push the narrative of the shit on streaming. That they force you to potentially listen to this shit against your will, which is how they put more money in their pockets. Oh my God, more at 11.
Payola, like some people just now hit. It's just like they had the breaking news that like all of the knockoffs are made in the same factory as the real stuff, and everybody was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, like what?
I've been paying all this for Gucci, and it's made in the same factory.
We're learning. Like people are now learning what the music labels do now, because they thought it was just a collective of niggas just somehow, making music together in the same group. And it's like there's a lot more that goes into it, because Drake wouldn't getting this attention when he was just on Young Money. He was getting bigger attention. Yes, he was known as a top artist in the game. But when he got with UMG, you started to see him everywhere. And it's always been like that. But anytime Drake is not number one, people have an issue and they want to discredit the work that everybody else is putting in, whether it's manufactured by the labels or not. That's what the issue is.
Yeah, payola exists. It's been going on for many, many moons. They just switched it over to the digital side, but it's the same shit. You feel me? Same shit. But I will say it makes no sense, the narrative that they're trying to bury one artist while promoting another artist, unless you go into the lawsuit shit. You know what I mean? Do you think the lawsuit shit is gonna affect things? Do you think they are now favoring because of that lawsuit shit? Because we did see, I don't know if you saw that post earlier for that message from UMG where they said they basically gave him the Kendrick, don't tell lies about me, I won't tell truths about you. In a nutshell. Did y'all see that shit?
Yeah. I mean, the issue though is that's the thing. They're not even burying Drake. It's like the whole issue is he's not on top anymore. So people have this whole, but they're trying to take Drake down. They're trying to take him down. Like they're botting other artists so they go above him. I mean, he's still number two, even if he's not number one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's like they're not like, they're not just like pulling the plug on him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they still making bread off both artists. Like the beef actually makes UMG money either way. It don't even really matter, bro. It's like when you funding a war and you got money on both sides. You're selling both sides weapons. You feel me? Who cares?
Yeah, but his fans can't handle him not being number one. Number two isn't good enough.
Yo, too emotionally invested in strangers, bro.
He's not paying your fucking bills, bro.
That's what weirds me out about these times, yo. Like, yo, too many strangers. But let's go on to the next. If we got anything left on the Nokia joint, I see that Southside step out a minute. But I just recently did an interview, people don't know, with Chelsea Pastel. And pretty dope, man. I enjoyed talking to her. She got some dope music coming, things of that nature. So let me pull up the little snippet I did. Make sure y'all check that out.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Days, and if you want to hear real music, uplifting, I'm not necessarily this happy all the time person, but at the same time, we got a lot of dark stuff in this world right now. So like, I try to break that up. I go by Pastel because, if you take a dark color, right? And you dark color navy blue, for instance. It's really dark. If you add white to it, the more white light you add to it, it becomes pastel. It becomes bright. That's my way I look at life, and that's kind of what I want to present to the world, and hopefully infect others with that same thought process. So listen to me if you want some good vibes, some relatable vibes. If you want to feel like there's somebody who gets it.
Sure. That was bars. You letting it on bars. I was like, damn. All right, there you have it. Make sure you check out the full interview, man. Coming out of Cleveland, support the Midwest, man. I got to show love to my Cleveland, my Midwest brethren. Coming out of Chicago, so it was a dope conversation, and that's available now. We got actually more interviews dropping. I got a couple things scheduled. We got some surprises in store for you, so make sure y'all check those out, man. I think that's probably the best part of this journey, man, is get to talk to the artist that's up and coming and shit. So, all right, next up, the Mount Rushmore of white artists. I almost said a word I wasn't supposed to say. All right, man, we need Cam here for this joint, bro. You can't have the expert. All right, so I'm pull this up for y'all, man. So they got on here Eminem, Mac Miller. That's a terrible Paul Wall, bro. And
that is how you look, though. Terrible is
03, maybe.
That's how he look. That's how he looked when he was young.
So what do y'all think about the Mount Rushmore? We had, now this is a play off the Mount Rushmore of mixtapes I think that somebody did about a week ago. Now they did the white rappers. Thoughts on the Mount Rushmore?
Switch Russ. Is that Russ on the right?
It's Russ.
Yeah, it's Russ. Switch him with fucking A$AP Rock.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's all I said. I said everything else. I was like, you have to have Eminem because he was the first one that everybody universally respected. You have to have Mac because Mac not only got respect from the black community, but he got respect from the world because of his growth as an artist. So you have to have those two. Paul Wall is one of those dudes who's like, you accept it because he's a legend. So it's kind of hard to be like, no, I can't say Paul Wall. You could interchange. Russ don't belong on there, period. So Russ has to come off. So if you were to keep Paul Wall, you have to put A$AP Rock. A$AP Rock has to be on there. It's just people don't know who he is, so that's why he wouldn't get that recognition. But the spot with Paul Wall, you could either have him, Action Bronson, or you could have
Macklemore,
any member of the Beastie Boys.
I wouldn't think Action Bronson.
I wouldn't either because of the Ghostface Killer accusations.
Not even just that. Just he hasn't. He
made a whole album with no drums. Who can do that?
That plenty of people done that. Plenty of people and better. But okay, you know what? And then I also was thinking, I saw the comment. I was like, yeah, LP too. I was thinking, LP. Even what's his name from Linkin Park, Mike Shinoda.
Bro, you can't say Mike Shinoda over like.
That's what I was saying.
Y'all gotta say.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
Eminem and Mac can't not be there. You have to have them there. Paul Wall, you can justify him being there, but he's interchangeable. Russ don't have no business up there because if you're gonna put Russ up there, you might as well take Russ off and put Logic. It makes more sense to put him up there.
I was thinking Logic. I ain't like that.
Logic up there. That's like, you're gonna put
you
Russ.
Won't like that.
Logic is better than Russ, and I love Russ.
But Logic,
I'm those people.
Logic is a mix.
I'm one of those people. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm one of those people. I do not understand the Russ hate. I don't get it. I've never I
name your 5 favorite Russ songs. Gun to your head.
The flute song.
He don't even know the name of the motherfuckers.
I don't know the motherfuckers' names off the top of my head.
Disqualified, bro. Disqualified.
The flute song, Flip. Fuck, I think one of them's called Zoo. Fuck, he just be dropping singles. He don't drop projects. He just drops nothing but fucking singles. Like I listen to his music. No, I wouldn't say like often, like all the time, but like when his music comes on, like I listen. I don't think he's trash. I've never understood the hate that he get. Like, I understand he an asshole, but I mean, what fucking person in this world isn't an asshole at this point? Like, so, but yeah, you got to keep Eminem, you got to keep Mac Miller. Paul Wall is interchangeable with anybody, but Russ does have to go because you can't have Russ up there. That's just not.
Man,
like,
bro,
Russ out there looking like Asher Roth. That's insane. Like, you can't do that.
Bro, if Asher Roth had a longer run.
Yeah, if Asher Roth had a longer run, he would be up there. Man, Asher Roth made backpacking music kind of cool.
Man, y'all ain't say Yellow Wolf, bro. Yeah, y'all telling me Yellow Wolf don't belong up there, bro.
Yellow Wolf.
I'm not putting fucking Mr. Hard R anywhere.
You see,
fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Okay, so outside of Yellow Wolf probably being racist as fuck, outside of Yellow Wolf being racist, probably, Yellow Wolf music didn't translate well. Like he just felt like an Eminem that was from Alabama. He didn't feel like his own person. He felt kind of almost like he was forcing it almost. Like he was trying too hard to be himself, which don't even make sense because there was no white country rappers from Alabama that niggas was actually fucking with. Like it's crazy. Somebody said Bubba Sparks, and I thought about it for a quick second.
No,
I didn't think about it. I thought about it.
No,
I'm not justifying it. What I'm saying is, the thought crossed my mind. I was like, could I justify it? And then I played Def Jam Fight for New York, and I beat his ass. I was like, yeah, nah, I can't justify it.
You can. What about Everlast, That's man?
Crazy. Justify Everlast is nah. Look, you could debate.
Look, all I can say is I appreciate them not taking the easy route. They didn't put Jack Harlow. They didn't include Post Malone. They didn't purposely do that to piss people off. I appreciate them for that. I at least appreciate them putting Russ up there because it shows them that they was at least trying to, do right by the rapidy rap niggas.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even really consider Russ a rapper, bro.
I mean, he is. He's a rapper. He Russ got bars. Again, people just don't.
He got the melodic shit, man.
He got like a whole project series he does with like all the like the classic producers. Like he'll do a whole project, of Alchemist, Jake One, Knots, like all on one project.
But you think Russ could be like on the 5 Fingers of Death type shit? Could he do that?
Yes.
You think so?
Maybe. I don't think it would be good.
He can hang, but he can hang. He's not. Russ isn't one of those guys where it's like, if you were to say who's like a top lyricist in the group, you're not gonna say Russ, but you're gonna be like, he can.
Yeah, he can't not rap. He's like serviceable.
Niggas a Honda Civic and get you to work and home.
I mean, it's reliable. I mean, the shit reliable. I don't see nothing wrong with a Civic.
That's more than most people can say.
That's right way now? More than what most niggas got.
So,
most niggas are trying to be a Chrysler 300.
You see where it's got them.
And you see
look like a Phantom.
Motherfucker, hey, you know what they say? Everybody think they a Phantom to a Chrysler 3. Everybody think they a Phantom to a Chrysler 300 pull up, man.
There you go. What's the dude name that be with the Griselda Cats? Benny the Butcher guy. I think he got potential to be up there one day. Why is his name slipping me, bro? Cam favorite guy, man.
OT.
OT, yeah. Y'all fuck with OT, man.
I mean, I do.
Millies.
Someone said Millie's, but I was like, no.
He from where I'm from.
I was like, no.
Ain't from Boston or something? The mean streets of Boston.
He's from he's from like
we gotta
Cambridge. Like,
and I think people don't understand like this whole Mount Rushmore thing that they've been doing with the music. I don't think people truly understand. Like when y'all put 4 people up here, you have to think of the 4 biggest like people to like make an impact.
Mm. There you go. Tell him. Gotta be the impact. I think a lot of they had a controversy. I think Russ was for the controversy, bro. I don't think nobody thinks Russ is the Mount Rushmore of rap. Do y'all really think that? I think that might have been the.
No, I think it's a whoever put this together has doesn't have like a big frame of reference. So
whoever put this shit together listens to Chance the Rapper in their spare time.
Yeah, so they just threw like they scrambled for it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the Paul Wall inclusion felt weird, because I was like, I don't think a lot of people. First of all, people don't even really associate him with just being a white rapper. They just associate him being from Texas. Like they don't really associate him with his skin color. They never have. So to throw that out there is kind of crazy. But I mean, like I said, I get it. I get what they were trying to go for.
You know, somebody I haven't seen anybody mention. Actually, 2 people. Slug and Cage. Cage is like, I mean, he's kind of, his name. If you want to, he's kind of like the underground M.
Yeah, so, but then again, most people aren't going to think underground because if we even do the whole underground mixtape type shit, I mean, somebody like a Tech 9 could have fucking been on there, but I'm like, people don't listen, so it's like they not tuned in.
Slug, I would say, he's kind of past the point of niche. I wouldn't say he's niche, like he's almost like Tech 9 adjacent to where like Rhyme Sayers is fucking huge.
And then you got those other up and coming artists like a Trevor Spetta or Travis Thompson, and then it's just like they're not like they made their mark, and they make great music. I'm just glad I ain't seen no damn Chris Webby up there. I'm glad I ain't seen that would have been egregious. That's like putting Patrick Beverly as a top point guard in the NBA. That would be wild.
Or Rich Hill.
That's even worse.
Remember Rich Hill?
Yeah, that would be worse.
Oh, if you open up to like the floodgates of the mixtape, you can go Rugged Man, Jedi. You can throw any of them Jedi mind trick niggas up there. You know what I mean? Like, that's too much.
That's like saying the Washington Wizards are the best team in basketball. That's wild.
You're wrong for that, bro. Crash Dummy. You got a Crash Dummy, homeboy?
I do.
Actually, I have no clue who the fuck it's gonna be. I'm kind of waiting for the surprise. Let me play your music, bro.
Hey, Dad.
I look tired as shit.
Yeah, aren't we all, nigga?
I look tired. I'm getting old. I just want to tell people right now, drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. And also just a quick side note, because I saw something like this. I saw a tweet about Black Mirror. I don't know if y'all watched that show. And they were gaslighting people into thinking like they released 2 different episodes, so you heard something different. It's crazy because I was like, the worst gaslighting I've ever seen is when South Park convinced us that Token's name was Tolkien instead of what the fuck we've been calling him like 30 years. And then they gaslight you into thinking you've been saying the wrong name the whole time. Because when you go back and you look at the subtitles, they just changed the spelling of his name from Token to Tolkein. Bro, it's the worst gaslighting I've ever seen. That shit about threw me off the fucking shit threw me for a loop, man. However, crash dummy of the week. Don't do drugs. Lil Wayne. What the fuck? This nigga really said Watch the Throne did not exist to him. How? Who? I'm convinced lean really does give you memory loss. How in the fuck? Like the backtracking of him saying, you know, me and Kendrick are cool, and then him being like, I don't want to ever do the Super Bowl again. The backtracking is crazy. I know you're doing that to save face, but now we just getting egregious. You saying, I don't even care for Jay-Z's music like that. I don't really care for Kanye anymore. To say Watch the Throne didn't exist to you in your world is fucking insane. You have songs with both these niggas. That was one of the biggest albums that came out. Like, I need this nigga to get off drugs immediately. Please. Please put the cup down, Wayne. Please put the cup down. And I could tell with that new track list for that new album that he got, he's not putting that cup down no time soon. So
don't worry about what's in his cup, bro.
Yeah, no. Oh my god. That is top 5 funniest videos all time.
Hey man, whatever drugs make you forget Watch the Throne existed, I wanna fuck with that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't really care for the album. I just like niggas in Paris because niggas was in Paris. But I don't really. You can't. Now, if he said like, "Oh, I didn't know Magna Carta Holy Grail existed," I'd be like, "Okay, that makes sense," because nobody remembers that fucking album. Nobody cares about Magna Carta Holy Grail. I get it. Nobody cares. But Watch the Throne, that's crazy. That was a collab album that literally drove the 2010s like to an upper echelon of like God tier music at that time. Again, I didn't care for the album because I don't really care for Jay-Z. His shit bores me to death. I'm sorry.
Jay-Z slander. Jay-Z ain't even do nothing to you, dog.
I grew up listening to Nas, so I'm a Nas fan. Yes, I will say it. I'm a little bit biased. On the other side, that was Jay-Z. But I just feel like if you're going to be one of the biggest music artists in the world, you have to know certain shit exists in your realm of expertise. That's all I'm saying. That's literally like someone saying, "Oh, I didn't know Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double." You played in the NBA, my nigga. How did you not know this? It's all people talked about for years. All I'm saying.
Lil Weezy catching and Jay-Z catching a stray behind it. Nasty work. All right. Y'all ready for the video review? Oh no, yeah, that's next. Dub. All right, so let me play the intro for this shit. We're gonna do a live music review for those who catching up. All right, so what we got next is Cool Ray. I don't even know how to say this shit. I'm sorry, brother. I'm chopping your name up. But White Lies. So make sure y'all mute y'all mics and we.
Enemies shall inherit the earth, so maybe your wealth is a curse.
What do I do? What do I say? How do I play this game? My business. Lord lie.
First you need a soul for you give me solutions. Your cup runneth over, now your spirits is diluted. All you gotta do is gander at the great gooses and how they use the lines of credit like they knew nooses. In hopes we use less, they tell us that we useless. Give guns closed court, so we doing the wrong. Shooting me while institution get funded by the youth and change. They got a thing for indentured servitude. There's a rang to the clang from the contribution. There's a shame they can't shake in the gospel music. All the while passing blame on their offspring. Just cause we actually practice morals that they all preach. They too cheap, can't buy American made. To get their milk and honey eggs, we got a future betrayed. Dumped us in over our head, told us grow feet weight. Cause when you got a mouth to feed, you make a much better slave.
What do I do? What do I say? How do I play this game? My minutes, Lord, lie.
Yeah.
Where do I go? What do I need? Please help me be the man that's required.
Money ain't the root of all evil, that's people. God gave them all cause they ain't our equals. If it ain't systemic, tell me why we got a system. Cause the ship could be sinking, but they still won't listen. This time going in like Lipton. That means I got it in the bag that I'm dipping. All the while, all the tea you been sipping came from the same place we been living, been sitting in the hot water. Ever since I lost my pops a hot spring morning, didn't let it hold me back, now I springboard. Had to bottle my emotion like spring water. Now you ain't bored, the struggle bus, it's a debt that ain't settled up. Plus it ain't no room in the front. Don't speak up, why not make it official? Yeah, you could treat me like a dog, but I ain't answering your
What do
whistle.
I do?
There you have it. White lies.
Thank goodness. Oh my fucking goodness.
What? You wasn't. Wait, hold on. We gonna get to the. We gonna get to the rating.
Yeah.
So let me go in order. So I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna let you go on you last, so you get to go on your tangent, bro. Thumbs up, bro. I keep not like that, bro. Beat was on point. Lyrics wasn't nothing to write home about, but good Honda Civic lyrics. You feel me? Get you home, get you to the crib. So I was feeling that, bro. I was bobbing a little bit. So I'm going thumbs up, bro.
Yeah. The beat was hard. I didn't like the hook. The hook kind of like annoyed me a little bit because he sounds like Decon the villain from Cunning Linguist. That sounded way too much like him as started to grate. But rapping wise, he was all right. So I'd have to lean into a thumbs up.
Oh. Will he get the unanimous decision, bro? Go to the scorecards. Southside.
I don't need nobody fucking pandering to me about the fucking state of America. I know America is fucking trash, but I read the lyrics as this nigga was rapping. First of all, that elementary ass rhyme scheme he got is crazy. And I saw some shit. Hold on. What did that shit say? Meanwhile, you took a second mortgage on a family estate so you could try to live like Bill Gates. Are we fucking serious here? We being dead ass. That's what's hot in the streets, huh? That's what's really hood. That shit crazy. Like that. I understand. Okay, I get the message. I will give it under protest. I will give it a thumbs up.
How you gonna rant on it?
Shut up.
Give it a thumbs up.
No, because yes, I'm a hater, but I'm a hater within reason. I get what he was trying to do because he was talking some real shit about what white people do in the world. Now, I would never bump this shit on my personal phone or at all, ever. I would never listen to this shit. But I support it because he's speaking some truth in that shit. Ironically, it's called white lies, but he actually speaking some truth in there. So I will give him that. I would never listen to this nigga's music ever in life. But I will say this is a great message that he's providing to the people. And I think he should continue to keep doing that. Just, I will not be one of these niggas supporting this shit ever.
Yeah, that was like the most
like
half-hearted
that motherfucker. That man said that means I got it in the bag, then I'm dipping, all while sipping the tea, all while the tea you've been sipping came from the same place we've been living, but been sitting in that hot water. I said, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck is this nigga talking about, bro? He said some shit about Roe v. Wade. I said, all right, I get what.
Yeah, it was some pandering in there. It was
That's what I'm
some.
saying. Like, I don't need a
It
nigga
was
to
some
pander me. In fact, change my shit to a thumbs down. That shit just made me mad now.
Too late, dog. It's
Don't
locked
fucking
in, dog.
pander to me, nigga. What? I got enough motherfuckers. It's enough niggas who rap in the world who pander and on some political type shit. The only reason, like I said, the only reason why I gave it a thumbs up is because I know it's niggas like Dax who exist and Tom McDonald. O&D for Tom McDonald. That's right, Tootie. Yeah. I can't. Yeah. I would rather. I don't like hearing that type of shit, but I can deal with this.
All right, cool. He got the thumbs. He got the unanimous under
He
protest.
passed the test. He like one of them motherfuckers who's like he got a C to get a degree. You barely made it, my nigga. Your GPA was a 2.0.
Hey, ask George W. Bush. C's get your presidents if your name is right. So shout out to Cole Ray. Got the thumbs up. Make sure I go follow the. And I'm probably fucking your name up. You probably correct me later on, but make sure y'all go follow the brother. Check out more of his music that's less pandery. I think he can rap if he wanted to rap. So I'd say that much. You feel me?
Keep picking beats like that.
Yeah, definitely. That beat was off the chain. That beat was dope. Comedy break. Pull up trash music videos.
I've been getting so much dough. I don't even really know. Come with the 4x4. And you already know you gotta go. And you already know I'm gonna go.
Oh shit, my bad.
I've been getting so much dough. I don't even really know. Come with the 4x4.
This how dudes be
And you already
sounding
know
on
you gotta go. And you already know I'm
I
gonna
be
go.
looking for videos.
I just go to Mario. And Mario. How to hit it, how he hold. I've been going the streets.
I don't know why he
I be
acting like
getting
that.
the
That shit kind of banging while you
I be
playing.
getting the streets. I
That
be
shit
getting
kind of
the
stuff,
streets.
nigga.
But I ain't no KKK.
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 Woo!
We coming with hay.
That shit heat, nigga.
We coming to
That is
spray.
kinda-
That shit heat.
They're gonna go quack. It go that shit
Hey.
gonna move. Bitch, you better move.
Look at Buddy the
Pussy wet like a
He been
sewer.
studying my nigga, you know
I
Miles.
shit like manure.
Yeah. I
Ain't nobody
see the
coming in
influence.
whore. I'm coming in sewer.
Gang. Gang.
If anybody wants to listen to trash rap music, please listen to 645 AR.
That sounds terrible.
He's the one that did the baby voice and was like very high pitched and very auto-tuned.
I already don't want to hear that.
Yeah. But he did a song with You Know Miles. That shit heat. I ain't even gonna hold you. 'Cause everybody knows You Know Miles the GOAT.
Nah, babies have deeper voices than he does.
I agree. However,
That's
You Know Miles, man. You Know Miles the GOAT, man. This the sound of a trash bag. That shit
Terrible. Discussion question. Considering the shifts in the music industry, inspired by this tweet I'll read in a minute, but considering the shifts in the music industry, how do you think the dynamics between artists and venues in 2025 will affect overall touring experience for musicians? Is touring, long story short, is touring still worth it for most musicians? And that came off. Shout out to Little Brother. They're on their final tour. And they said they're hanging it up after this, I guess. I'm not sure if they're going to stop making music or just stop touring, but touring now feels like a 360 deal. Venues want a piece of everything, door, merch, and anything else you touch, and they're not helping you get people in the building. Spoke rapper Big Pooh about Little Brother's final tour and the reality of hitting the road in 20. So I sound like just their final tour. Maybe they'll still release music. I'm not sure. But what do y'all think? Is touring worth it for, like, say, the non-top echelon rappers? If you got the middling people, what do y'all think, bro?
I mean, I think if you're not like a big artist, just do shows, because it's like the thing about tours is that's a whole different beast. Like you gotta string together venues, like 4 dates, and you gotta like reach all those. Like it's basically got to be like you going around, like in a direct line across the country or across across the states. So it's not like there's a whole lot of planning that goes into that, and sometimes it's not worth it. So I just think a lot of artists should just do shows. Don't go through the whole, unless you're a bigger artist and you think you can pull that, you can manage that.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it for the love of the game, ain't no point in touring.
Yeah, just do shows.
Like it's a lot of, like Cloud said, there's a lot of work that go into it. It's definitely difficult when you're not a big artist. It is going to be hard to kind of get people to get in the door because your name doesn't bring all that fanfare that somebody big would. And plus, if you're running small venues and you're not really charging that much for people to get into your concert in the first place, are you really going to make money at the end of the shit? Or are you going to be in the hole even more? Because it costs money to go on tour.
Yeah, because you got to get buses and all that shit. You got to get buses, book your accommodations ahead of time. Like, it's got to be worth the return.
Yeah, like the RTI on is gonna be kind of low when you consider how many venues you're gonna do, how many cities you're gonna hit. You gotta think about the market of where your music is most popular and hope that those fans come out to support you. And you gotta run your whole media rollout for your tour. You gotta have top-notch merch. You're gonna have to tax on the merch because you ain't gonna make no money on ticket sales if you rolling tickets out for $35, $40. And you and the venue want part of that. If they want everything, you're gonna be shit out of luck. So yeah, it is a little bit difficult because it's too many moving parts to make a tour go successful and make money for it. So yeah, running shows like Klaus said might be the best idea because even if the venue does kind of fuck you on the back end in terms of wanting to take a lot of the pie, if you only doing like 1, 2, 3 shows at a time, you know what I'm saying, like you can see a little bit of profit come from that. And if anything, hell, just do a bunch of shows in your city. Yeah. Or just do them if you based out of Atlanta, it's not gonna kill you to drive 3 hours and do a show in South Carolina if you got a fan base there. It's not gonna kill you to do a show in Alabama, go to Birmingham, go an hour the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a couple hours the other way. It's not gonna kill you for that. So yeah. Unless you got a label that you not in, the black or the red, whatever represents the negative cash flow. If you ain't, attached to a label that could do all this shit for you, you kind of fucking yourself. Even if you got a label, you still fucking yourself because they don't give you an advance and you got to pay that shit back.
Yeah.
And if the venues ain't really giving you no money, the venues taking money from you and the label themselves ain't really fronting you all that shit, the venue, the Ticketmaster things, them shit, they giving you sales and you got to pay back the shit. Yeah, you fucked. You better off staying at the fucking crib. And that's why certain niggas don't tour now. That's why niggas just drop music and just go about their life, bro. And I don't blame them. Not one fucking bit.
Yeah. They didn't, and that's the thing. They didn't clarify. They just said they're not touring anymore. They didn't say they're not doing shows no more. So it's like people are, upset, but it's like,
yeah, they probably still drop music. They still do videos or whatever. I mean, they're getting older too. They probably don't want to deal with the fucking shit of being on tour. If we're being honest with you, the traveling.
Yeah, that's physical strain. That's like, and that, like I said, that's buses. So it's like that's like a tour would be like probably 10 dates, So it's like that's 10 whole days, like continuous days of performing, and you be on the road. So it's like, dang, I don't want to fucking deal with that.
And most tours, at the minimum, are gonna last you 2-3 months. So that's a big part of the year. That's essentially that's a fourth of the year where you're not creating new music. You're not really pushing out anything that you've already done before. You're not really focused on your other ventures, such as merch and things like that, from your own standalone shit, because you've kind of invested all of your time in these 3 months into just this one tour. So if you don't really make a killing from your tours, you've essentially wasted a quarter of your year just treading water. And for a lot of musicians, that's not really sustainable for a good career. Because if you're not making money, what for certain people, if you ain't making money, the fuck is the point?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a up and coming artist, it's worth it to me to hop up. If somebody invites you on a tour,
but that's different though, because we've heard cases where those artists who invite people on those tours, they, certain artists will pay for their room and board and make sure like they taken care of, like how Mac did that for Vince Staples, within that story. And then when you get those other up and coming artists where you got to pay for everything out of pocket, and if you can't afford it, then you can't go on tour. You got to be able to get yourself from this venue to that venue, this city to that city. You got to be able to eat, take care of yourself, and you got your own team. You might have a producer that roll with you everywhere you go. You might need your own personal security, because you ain't finna be rolling out and borrowing other people's shit. You got to have your own stuff. So it's like you ain't really set up in a way that could benefit you financially. If you can't make a killing at the crib, don't try to venture out and think the money out there in the world, because it really ain't.
That's kind of what management, I think, if a management can put you in a position where it might be worth the exposure to maybe take an L even on a tour, right? Is up kind of like that. You got to kind of do your pros and your cons, depending on who you are, where you at in your career, what the fuck you want to accomplish. You feel me? Because it is people who have came up off tours. I got a lot of recognition off the tours.
Absolutely.
Like Kendrick hop on what Tech 9 shit when he's in J-Rock was over there. I was just listening to that story the other day. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that though is there's no loss. If you're just jumping on a tour, there's no loss, because it's like everything's already set up. Like the foundation's already set. You're just you can only
kind of got to feed yourself and all that shit. But outside of that, you know what I mean?
You should know that though. I mean, you should know that going into it, because it's like, now this
some niggas don't. I think I just
I was just about to say, this generation doesn't understand this. Like, bro, everything's not paid for. Like you had the whole Ice Spice situation.
Yep, there you go.
With that girl.
You thought they supposed to feed her, put her in a hotel.
She was going from city to city, hungry as hell.
Starving artists. But I hope I do hope they keep dropping music, man. I heard some of their recent shit, it was dope. You feel me? So hopefully little brother just stop touring, and that's cool with me, bro. If you want to stop touring, you feel me, your health is in, you got family and all that shit, that's cool, bro.
On top of that, I don't know if I don't know how many people know, but rapper Pooh, he manages like somebody on Dreamville. So it's like they got other shit going on. So it's like they can't really put their energy into art, to their artist careers as much anymore. So it's like,
it's more of a passion project probably for them at this point, you feel me? Yeah. All right, cool. Any last thoughts on that prompt right there? All right, let's get to our last discussion question we got, and this comes off this post I got here. Pull this up real quick. So coming off the stem of this tweet exchange. So the original one, nigga said he born 2001, so that's an excuse for not knowing Zaytoven like that makes sense. Using someone's age as an excuse for not knowing the history of their craft, quotations, has always been one of the dumbest justification older niggas started saying that dumb shit because they scared of being labeled haters. Shout out to the old niggas catching strays. I ain't never said that shit. So how should we approach the knowledge gap between older and younger generations in their craft? Is being young a valid excuse for not knowing the history of hip hop? I think Glorilla's didn't know like what the Runaway song, Runaway, or some shit. It's like, what the fuck is that? So I'm asking y'all, and a lot of people don't. You start talking Rakim, and you start talking them old rappers and shit. You can go. Some people don't know Nas songs, bro. If you get to these 21, 22 year olds. So what do y'all think? Is it an excuse for not knowing is it excusable for artists, particularly in hip hop, which is only 50 fucking years old, to not know the history of their craft, I should say? What do y'all think?
You can't know where you're going unless you know where you've been.
Bars.
Pretty simple as that. Like, I mean, you can pass because it's like everything comes from somewhere. Like, there's people, man, there's a lot of like Kendrick is pretty much he's like off the tree of like Corrupt and Nas and shit like that. So it's like I don't want to say watered down version of them, but he's like he's a branch of them. So it's like fans can like listen to him and get that. So they don't necessarily need to go back. But it's like as an artist, like, like I just said, like we gotta start doing the knowledge basically. And it's just, yeah, it's you can to get like an amalgamation for that to be like the people that inspire you. They're just amalgamations of other people. It's like, why would you not go back and research all the people that like make their like basically their makeup, their artist makeup,
Yeah. Diversify your damn path. If you're a rapper, I think you should have a diversified fucking. What do you think, Southside, bro?
So the context that I saw this in initially was, I think it was about Casanat, because they found out he was born in 2001 or some shit like that. So they kind of was trying to understand how he didn't know certain artists and shit like that, especially when he invites people to his streams and he's, engulfed with music and things like that. I feel like to approach the age gap, with the younger generation, it's got to be work done on both ends. The younger generation got to care to actually want to know about who influenced the people that they like to listen to today. And because it goes so much like, yeah, they listen to niggas like Playboi Carti and Travis Scott and all these other, Lil Gotti and all these other motherfuckers that are just randomly popping up out of nowhere. But everybody in the music industry been influenced by somebody else. So it does, behoove you to, if you are a fan of music, to take the time to go and listen to something else. I think just sometimes the younger generation, they hear hip hop, the hibbity hop, and they hear that shit and they like, this what y'all niggas was listening to? This what y'all niggas thought was hot in the streets? Yes,
don't stop for rocking
back then. Yes, that shit was heat. Obviously, it's not heat in 2025, but that shows the growth. And yeah, I think the older generation gotta. I try not to have this problem, but the older generation got to be willing to be more understanding that what they listen to is different than what we hear today. And just because you hear something different that is completely foreign to you, and it goes on both ends. If you hear something that's different, that's completely foreign to you, don't write it off as trash immediately. Listen to it. Just give yourself an opportunity to explore it. Look at the differences between what you've heard before and what you hear now. Cross-reference that shit. Because just because you think if it's foreign to you, your first thought can't be trash. That's where the issue is on both sides. Because, yeah, there is a valid excuse for not knowing your history if you're a 21-year-old kid and you've never heard of Rakim. Where the fuck else would he hear Rakim? It's not being played on the radio. And they don't throw that shit in his face when he opened up Spotify or he opened up Apple Music. He gonna see Drake light-skinned ass with fucking barrettes in his hair. That's what he gonna see. So if he got a OG around him or someone that is just into music, the best way to say, hey, I know you listen to so-and-so, but they were influenced by this person. You should check their music out just to see if you like it. Realistically, the younger generation need to learn music like how we did growing up. Your mama put on Erykah Badu at 10:30 in the morning on a fucking Sunday, and you listen to the old school jams. And when you heard some shit that you like, you went and you got them CDs and you went and listened to the same shit your parents was listening to. That's how we found this shit.
With $3 and $6, yeah, cleaning up
Niggas
crib
don't
for
carry
that
around
shit.
the big ass notebook full of fucking CDs anymore. We so gone from that day. But that was how motherfuckers learned about the gap in different musics. Like it's just different now. So part of me believes, yes, age is a valid reason for not knowing the history, but it also comes at the mercy of the younger generation wanting to learn and the older generation wanting to teach. You need both to make the shit work. It's like a fucking Uncrustable. You can't have just peanut butter. The shit just gonna be stuck in the top of your mouth. Pause. Like, that was crazy. I apologize. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But if you are young, in the terms of, what Cloud was talking about, just being an artist, if you're an artist, you need to be like Tyler, the Creator. You need to be knowing fucking track numbers to your favorite albums of what songs you like. That's how that works. Like, you have to know. You can't just do anything in this world. You can't be a teacher and not know the concepts of being a teacher. You can't, there's not a school for hip hop, but it fucking should be. Not that class that Lupe Fiasco teaching.
I'm about to say, don't worry, it's coming.
No,
Lupe got it coming for you.
No. Not that. Lupe teaching that for white people. That ain't for us. That's not for us. This skin color. Sorry, that's light. You see what I'm saying? I'm high yellow. I apologize. I'm blending.
But I get you gist, man.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you got the mayat, the balance. If the older generation,
it's just one of those things where you have to learn everything in order to be successful. So, yeah, those artists who take the time to learn who came before them, learn those influences, and actually grow and and use that to make better music, that's how you become better and become more well-versed in music. That's why I call myself a music aficionado. Like, I listen to everything, past, present, future.
Yeah.
So you gotta give a fuck. Most people don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like really required, because for like fans and whatnot, it's like, so the whole context that this started in is honestly fucking ridiculous, because why the fuck does a 23-year-old from the Bronx need to know who fucking Zaytoven is?
Exactly. That's regional shit too.
Why
That's regional as fuck. Why would he know about an Atlanta producer?
Why is Zaytoven taking strays, man? Zaytoven.
No. He's a legend.
Not to disrespect him,
why?
To say that's like saying, why the hell would a kid from Los Angeles, California, know anything about Wu-Tang Clan at the age of 19 years old? Why would he
knows Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang Clan is bigger than Zaytoven.
No, but what I'm saying is, unless a 19-year-old kid who's really not into like music like that, like if he only listened to YN type shit, unless he's seen the fucking Hulu TV show, how the fuck else would he know about Wu-Tang and their music and all of the different members? Because realistically, when young niggas think of Wu-Tang Clan, they think of three people: Ghostface, Method Man, ODB.
Expect the deck ain't getting no love around here,
My
dog.
point exactly.
You got where you at?
They think Dave East is fucking Method Man. That's how bad it is. Like, these young niggas don't know. So like ain't no young niggas. Don't know niggas know about Fabo List. They don't know about Cameron. They don't know about damn Dipset.
No.
They don't know about Jadakiss and the paper towel bandana. They don't know, bro. That shit was fire though. You gotta be a real nigga to wear a paper towel bandana. That's crazy.
Yo, I like the passion though. You get your good job.
Yeah, these niggas don't know, man.
Well, I agree with
Yeah,
hard. I
so-
think I'm agree with. Go ahead.
I think people were being like fucking dramatic about Kai.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, doesn't he live in Atlanta though? Didn't he move somewhere in that area?
he might have like in recent years, but I mean, how much music is Zaytoven doing now?
I mean, it's funny. He just dropped a tape not too long ago with a bunch of guys he's got called the freshman class. I think I reviewed it.
Yeah, you did review.
And it was
a
alright.
great review either.
I mean, I like I said, I'm just a fan of Q the Fool. That's my dude right there. He fired. But it's like Zaytoven don't have that same motion he did before. Like a lot of these dudes we grew up listening to don't. Like OJ the Juice Man dropped an album. Nobody said shit.
It's OJ the Juice Man though.
Hey. No.
Okay.
Don't be disrespectful to OJ. That OJ the Juice Man can do no wrong. Everything he do is 10 out of 10. That man had the verse of the year on October 2. I don't care what nobody say. I stand on that shit.
I'm not listening to the whole Juice Man. You know what? I fuck with. I'm listening to the whole project of his though. I can't do that, bro. A feature,
yeah, man, you got
a song here.
That's why shit like my mixtapes is important because I go back and I listen to the old mixtapes that I used to listen to back when I was in like college and shit, like 2012 college. Yes, people, I started college in 2012. Yes.
Old ass nigga.
Like I remember listening to goddamn Inner Tape in 2012. I was like, yo, Big Missile is dope. And then he went completely left, and I said, what the fuck, nigga? This nigga became a Black Lives Matter activist, and I was like, please keep that shit out your music.
Vic Sean King Mensa.
That shit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing though is up here, it's like he's 23, and the past like maybe like 8 years it's been New York drill, and then we've had like the sexy drill the past like 4 or 5 years. So it's like unless his parents were playing like Gucci Mane and shit like that, it's like he's probably never even heard of Gucci Mane project.
Gucci who? Gucci Mane?
He probably couldn't even play hip hop in his house, if we being honest with you. Ain't he got like Nigerian parents or something like that, bro? He's from
and just like you saying, D, like it also just depends on, you know, your upbringing, your parents, just like, you know, what you said, Cloud, just like, you know, it just depends on the wave and the movement of music at the time, like,
and where you at?
Because culturally shit has changed over the years, and certain regions have their distinct sound.
Yeah.
And, you know, back in the day, it was all about lyrics, and, you know, production was, you know, placed in a higher regard. And nowadays, it's kind of like good beats are so good to come by. Like, we fucking go crazy just for a semi-decent beat with a good sample. So, like, it just the times have just changed. So it really just depends on your upbringing, who's been around you, your passion for it, their passion for it. It's just a lot of movable and interchangeable parts of that shit.
Facts.
Yeah, shit is very regional because it's like Cash Cobain might not be like playing in the West or in Atlanta like that.
He shouldn't be
But
playing.
that shit's going crazy. That shit goes crazy over here. So it's like that's all people were playing. The Fisher shit.
That's true. I heard Schoolboy Q on the radio in college when I was in Alabama, and I swear to God, I lost my mind because like I had never heard Schoolboy Q be played on the radio in Atlanta ever. And when I heard Studio, because first of all, I love Oxymoron. I love that album. So when I heard Studio be played on the radio, I'm like, am I in fucking LA? Where am I? Like, I was happy as a motherfucker. So, you know, motherfuckers like, oh, who's Schoolboy Q? What you mean, who is Schoolboy Q? And then the education part begins, and you start schooling, motherfucker. So,
yeah, definitely, bro. Great points was made, bro. It's but I will say this, you know, in kind of closing that it's like I've thrown shit on sometimes with, you know, you got the I had to turn, but the YNs in the car and shit like that. They be like, man, turn this shit off. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to be hearing that whole shit, to be honest with you. So if you're gonna play, if you're gonna expose them to that music, you better do it before they hit like 7 or 8 and think that shit whack. Because once they about 10, 11, 12, 13, the shit you like is whack, bro. You feel me? So yeah, that's all I got, man. So let's go and get ready to wrap this up. What are you listening to, man? So if y'all got your playlist pulled up real quick, man, we're gonna do a quick rundown of what you got been playing on, what you've been listening to this week. So we put some people onto some music. You know what I'm saying? I know Jay Cloud looks like he been saging the house over there. We're gonna say you've been saging this entire page. But
yeah, I've been listening to some Ghostface. The original Bulletproof Wallets is that's the only real version. Iron Man, Pretty Tony, Supreme Clientele. That
you been Wu-Tang kicked lately, huh, bro?
Yeah. Some Dave, James Blake, Rina Sawayama. I gave that James Blake and Lil Yachty album another listen. I gave that another shot. It's all right.
Right review.
Right. And some Kate Bush. That's it.
Push. All right. Not bad. Southside, you got your joint pulled up, bro?
Yeah, man. Just been, like I said, I've been kind of listening to, you know, who I discovered at Coachella. Some David. I know too much about him, but some alt rock, alt punk, R&B, hip hop kind of dude. Pretty good. Kneecap. I didn't know who the fuck they were. It's a hip hop group. So they're pretty dope. Still Woozy. Learned about them. Marina. She's got some really good. She was on the main stage and I was enjoying doing my little cha-cha salsa dance type shit.
I'm about to say, what's that? That's some Spanish.
I was enjoying
Merenga. What you listen to, bro?
I was enjoying that shit. And just outside of that, goddamn Michael Christmas. I was listening to some Michael Christmas. Billy Woods, of course, you know, he got an album ready to come out. So I'm locked the fuck in for that. That's probably gonna be an album of the year for me, to be quite honest. Is when I get a Billy Woods project, I be like, lock in for a nigga. Gotta lock in. Gotta sit down and listen to it for a nigga. Mike and Tony Sosa about to drop Pinball too. So
word.
That was on my top. That was top 10, top 5 for me last year. So I'm already looking forward to that. Yeah, I heard the first single. That was pretty dope. Some G Perico. And I mean, I'm still listening to Duckworth. I think that was a really good project. And outside of that, man, yo Gabba Gabba, bro. You gotta, hey, for all my other parents out there in the world, Yo Gabba Gabba is a black cartoon, live action, whatever the fuck you want. The motherfucker Thundercat did his fucking work on that damn show as a producer. Okay, nobody say. I love Bugs Go Crazy.
Crazy zoobly zoo. But yeah, and shout out to we posted your Friday review, bro. Earlier today. Also posted it as a short. And that shit doing numbers over there, bro. You getting a little they kind of mad at you saying, how can you give it a 3.5, yo? They don't like your 3.5 on the Friday. The baddest in the room. Face it.
Yeah. Friday, okay, bro. Friday and Giveon sound like they're both constipated. What they say. And it pisses me off so much.
Those gonna be at you, bro. They gonna hit you with a sack of nickels, man.
I don't care. Y'all open y'all fucking ears. That nigga Friday sounds congested. Giveon sounds constipated.
Oh man.
I seen somebody say Giveon sounds like he got peanut butter in his mouth.
He do. He saw he had an all peanut butter Uncrustable. He went in the booth and tried to sing.
Oh man, but I'm interested. We'll see what comments pop up tonight. I'll share them shits with you. But
that's fine. You know me. I'm gonna stand on my point.
I feel you, bro. So I listened to our conversation. Maybe pull some Thug, bro. I went through the Thug catalog. Actually, that's set too. I listened to some old T-Pain. That Trill Static shit, bro. I went to that Static Selector Bun B shit. I've listened to that shit. Jeezy, your favorite artist, Southside. I've been listening to some Jeezy, bro.
That nigga is ass. I don't even know nobody say, bro.
It's crazy.
Y'all niggas listening, Young Jeezy, and y'all do that shit in y'all spare time. It's crazy.
Yeah, you a hater, bro. It's fucked up.
I don't give a fuck. That's that duh. That don't mean I'm wrong.
Fuck out of here. You see what happened last time?
Right.
You seen last time you said Jeezy saw some shit on. We made the bet, right? And your comments was flooded, bro. You was getting ratioed. Remember this?
They can ratio these nuts, nigga. You don't fuck about that shit. Yeah, you got ratio, man. What the fuck? There's a bunch of goddamn morons. Even the ones who follow me and I love. I have a bunch of fucking morons. Oh man, Jeezy did this, man. Jeezy did this. Jeezy did all that.
House,
lied about $5 love from Subway.
Knock your waffles out your hand, bro. Next time we see you in Waffle House for the Jeezy disrespect. Big X, ESTG, some of that. K.Dot. That's about it, bro. Gym shit. But I've been chilling, so let's get up out of here, man. What y'all been working on? If y'all got anything y'all been working on, anything y'all want to plug, bro, let the people know before we get up out of here. Southside, what you got, bro?
I'm in the middle of writing an article about the 2019 hip hop Grammys, the Grammy Awards in the hip hop best album category, because we all know that was a very, very, divisive conversation that people have had about whether or not Cardi B deserved it or not. So got the article, got that coming out. Having a sick kid with a double ear infection is crazy. I had no sleep. I ain't even doing shit. So I'm behind on these reviews. But I'll be taking some notes on albums that's dropping tonight because Westside Gunn got the project. Hills Have Eyes. So strictly for wrestling reasons, I'll be reviewing that. And because it's WrestleMania, I will not be doing shit but watching WrestleMania. Both nights, Saturday and Sunday. And I do have a upcoming interview coming up pretty soon. Just working out the logistics on that. But I got a pretty good artist that I think the world should, learn more about. So just keep it under wraps right now. But yeah, I'm working on some shit.
Okay, shout out to you, man. Putting in work, bro. Daddy duty. You get a yeah. Take care of them babies, homeboy.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
The nicely refreshed, kidless J Cloud. What's going on? No, I'm just fucking. What you been working on, brother?
Hey man, I ain't shit and I ain't working on shit. Now I'm just playing. I've been working on my website pretty much. So that's really it, other than the music I got coming.
What's on the website?
I'm trying to have like everything. Trying to make it like be a hub for like music and merch and shit like that. So
Okay. That's what's up, bro. Don't be trying to be competition, though. We gonna come for you, bro. The entrepreneurial spirit. Love it, bro. Love to see my people shine. That's all I got, man. So on behalf of everybody here, man, y'all brothers, I think it was a great. We yapped more than I thought, bro. Hour and a half in this bitch. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to everybody who couldn't make it, man. So on behalf of everybody here, I gotta say, peace. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Where's the outro at, bro? It's gonna take me a minute to find it.